Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who's going to join us this evening. If you are here, go ahead, say hello in the chat so I know who's hanging out with us. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm just going to pop into Facebook real quick and share with our group so everybody can find us. So let's see, where's our VIP and our team? Okay, so that's done. Get that out of the way. And okay, we're going to go ahead and get through our housekeeping real quick. Again, if you are here, go ahead and say hello. If you are new, my name is Katrina, and I am Katrina's Creative Heart. So we have some fun stamping here, and we are going to do some real fun tonight. I have 2 fun folds and a basic card, all featuring the Scalloped Wishes Bundle. So we're doing the Scalloped Wishes. So before we start, though, we're going to go through our housekeeping things. We are on the April subscription period for Paper Pumpkin. So if you are not a current subscriber and you are interested in the April kit, which is called Lakeside Retreat, now's the time to get in on that. You have until April 10th. That one is going to be more of a masculine set. It says to show your appreciation for the men in your life with cards inspired by tranquil waterside scenes. This is going to coordinate with one of the new suites in our upcoming catalog for May called Waterside Retreat Suite. So that is in the near future. And mine, I pre-ordered and it should be hopefully shipping on Monday. So hopefully by the following after Easter, I'll have it and I'll be able to show it to you. But it is a beautiful suite of product, and this is going to coordinate with that. You'll make 9 cards, each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. You'll receive pre-cut paper pieces and enamel pebble embellishments. The stamp set is tailored to male recipients, and the coordinating colors will be Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Peaceful Pine, which is a new in color, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party, and the ink spot will be that Peaceful Pine. Again, it will coordinate with the quarters add-on dies called Beautiful Bloom, and those are while supplies last. Oh, hey, Lori. Hey, Miss K. So glad to see you, ladies. And just a reminder that we did have a very hefty online exclusive drop for March. So lots of beautiful product, brand new, did come into existence for the March drop. So if you're looking for something new, you might want to definitely go take a look at the online exclusives because they are gorgeous. And that does include our Scalloped Wishes bundle that we are using tonight. That is one of the March online exclusives. And I've been using the dies a lot, but tonight we're using the stamps as well. So definitely something you might want to check out. All right, so for the tonight's cards, let me get everything. I'm trying to be better organized, so I'm trying to make sure I have my envelopes and stuff together so that when I'm done, I'm not sitting here like I was last night and the day before, putting cards in envelopes together to package up. So I'm trying to make myself do that as I create. So, all right. So tonight we have a fun fold here. We have this little, check that out. Isn't that cute? Their little dragonfly with the vellum wings. So very happy for you. And of course we have some rhinestones. Love this card. And I love the stamp set. All right. Second fun fold here is our little triangle fold. Again, we have our little dragonflies. Did add a little wink of Stella to our wings and our little cattails here. I know you can't really see it here in the video, but I did add a little Wink of Stella to our cat tail pieces here. And this is a happy graduation card, and it opens like so. And of course I snuck in another little dragonfly in there. So that's our second fun fold. And then of course we have just our basic hello card, and it's pretty in pink. Our colors here are Bubble Bath, and then I did use a little strawberry slush to help pop against the bubble bath. So this is basic white, and then we of course used some Old Olive for our sentiment, and of course we cut out our leaves from Old Olive. So pretty and very feminine. Hey Nance, so happy to see you. All right, so let's get crafty. So we're going to start with our first fun fold. I got all my little bits and pieces here. So what we have here is some vellum, basic white. We have some scrap balmy blue, a little piece of Secret Sea, and some designer series paper. Tonight I am using, for all of our cards, it's called the Mixed Up Patterns Designer Series paper. And as you can see, I've used a lot of this. Almost every sheet has been cut into, but it's got some beautiful patterns. Like this one here is like a diamond in the tone on tone in pink with the bubble bath here. And then on the back side, we have the Old Olive. This pattern, as you can see, I cut into so much of it. It's got the polka dots on white, but the polka dots themselves are strawberry slush. And then the back side is like this, I don't know, like a paint, crackled paint. Oh, hey, Arlene. And we have this floral in the balmy blue and white. And then you have the crushed curry stripe, this balmy blue. And then the backside also crushed curry with these like white daisies. And what else do we have? Oh, we have this strawberry slush, like a scribbled rose pattern. And then the Secret Sea, and then one of my favorites. This is like the Secret Sea with a whitewash over the top. Kind of looks like a rustic board, barn board to me. And then we have this chevron with the strawberry slush. Again, just fun paper, great colors. So we start with a piece of balmy blue. It's 8.5 by 5.5. We scored it at 4 1/4, and we also scored it at 1 1/4. So that's 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and grab our bone folder. And of course, as always, we're going to fold on that score line. And then this score line, we're going to fold back. Maybe. There we go. Just like so. And it's getting really warm, so I am going to turn my little fan on, and hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. If it makes too much noise, please let me know. All right, so there's our actual fold. So again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, as well as 1 1/4. The 1 1/4 does fold back on itself. Then we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. They each measure 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to get our adhesive here. And they are going to go down onto our card base here on the front. like so. And then we're going to open up our card. And the second one is going to go on the inside flap. So right in the center of this little panel here. Just like that. Then I have two more pieces. This here balmy blue pattern with this little floral image. I cut these 5.5 inches long by 1 inch wide. And these are going to go on this little flap here. Right on the outside flap, and this runs all the way from the bottom to the top, and it's center, so you have an even border on each side. I can just get it. There we go. And that runs all the way to the top. Just like that. Oh, hey, Sherry. Glad you could make it. Hello, Miss Sue. All right. So there's that. Then I am going to bring in a piece of basic white. And this measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that is for the inside. So you can write your message. And that's going to go here. So we're going to go ahead, add our adhesive, and then we'll put our final piece of Designer Series paper down after we get this down, because it'll be easier. So you want to make sure you get 3 equal borders. There we go. Now we're going to take our final 1 inch strip here, and that's going to go on the right. And again, this runs all the way up to the top to bottom, like so. So now you have your card base complete. So that was really quick and easy. No fuss, no muss. Next, I have a piece of Secret C. This is a little scrap piece for my dragonfly body. I have a little scrap of vellum. Again, that's from our dragonfly's wings. And then I have this scrap of balmy blue that I cut our little scalloped shape. And I have the white piece here for doing some stamping. So now we just got to get all of our stamps here. And let's we need our Secret C ink pad. And here. Nope, that's not the one we want. Okay, we want this stamp and this stamp. Okay, so we're going to start with our Secret C ink pad. And I have my little oval, scalloped oval piece here. And I'm going to ink that up in the Secret C. And we're going to stamp that in the center of our scrap piece of basic white. Oh, hey, sis. There we go. Set that aside. And then we're going to bring in our sentiment. So very happy for you. And then that's going to go right inside our oval here. So very happy for you. Just like that. So now we can close up our ink pad so we don't have any accidents. I'm going to bring in our chamois quick. Clean these off. Okay. Now we need our dies. So I'm going to use this here scallop die cut, our balmy blue. And then we're going to use this here scalloped die for die cutting out our basic white piece. We need our wings. And we need our little body for our... Now, the thing is, you cut out 2 bodies, 1 set of wings. We only need 1 dragonfly. But I'm going to go ahead and line this scalloped oval with our stamped image. And of course, as always, we have our Post-it tape close at hand. Get that down like so. This is going to go on there like so. And we need our baby boss. I'm going to bring in our lovely little plates. I'm going to go ahead, do our dragonfly pieces. Set those aside. There we go. And then cut out our sentiment. And then we're going to cut out our fancy scalloped piece here. All right. Now all of our cutting is done. That back there. We're done with this. And let's get our take your pick tool. Now, when you cut out this scalloped oval, you do get a bonus piece here. I save these because you never know when I could use an oval for something. And get all these little pieces off here. There we go. And using our take your pick tool, I'm just going to poke out all of these little extra pieces that didn't come out on their own. It didn't do too bad though. There's only a few. Okay, the rest look good. Get this out of the die. There's our sentiment. That goes in the garbage. This goes back on there. Magnet. And let's see, we need our wings. And we'll poke that out. There it goes. And again, just use our, take your pick tool to poke out those little pieces that decided not to come out on their own. There we go. One little piece. There we go. There's our wings. Wings back on the magnet. Bring back our card base. All right. So we're going to start with our little scalloped squirt. Yeah. Scalloped oval. And I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And we are going to attach this right here on just this panel. So we don't want anything else adhered. So again, just keeping everything to the one side. I am going to add glue. Oh dear, hopefully it didn't. There it goes. Having this fine tip is very helpful. Okay, so now we're just going to set this here. I'm going to bring in my big block and just hold it down for just a minute. And while that's being held down, I am going to go ahead there we go. Grab a glue dot for my wings. Like so. Where's my, there they are. Just gonna attach a glue dot to the center of my wings. And that's gonna go right here on that panel. And then again, just a tiny, tiny bit of glue. Take our little body of our dragonfly there and stick it right in there. All right. Now we'll move that up a little bit to hold him down for just a minute. And then for my sentiment, I'm going to flip that over. And we're going to grab some dimensionals. And the easiest thing to do, so you don't put adhesive where you don't want it, I'm just going to add a couple of dimensionals right there on this panel. Because again, we don't want a sticker card front. Down. All right, so now I'm just going to center this like so. Give our wings just a little lift. And then we have some rhinestones. Because, of course, rhinestones make everything glitzy. All right, so we want one down here. And we'll put a couple up there. And we are already completed with our first card. And again, just a really quick and simple one fold. Well, thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Sue. Thanks, Kay. Glad you ladies like it. Like I said, I had fun designing with this set. I think it is gorgeous. All right, we are on to our second fun fold, which is our diamond fold. And that one, super simple. Again, we have all of our pieces. Let's get them all out. Okay. There. All right, so we have here a strawberry slush card base. This is 11 by 4 1/4. It is scored at 2 1/4 and 5 1/2. So always fold in half. So we can go ahead. And then our diamond pattern piece here, that's going to fold back. But we do need to do a little bit of trimming. So here you scored at 2 1/4. This is 4 1/4 wide. So half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. So I've already marked my center at 2 1/8. And now I'm going to trim from that mark to this score line on both sides to get our angle piece. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, let me not lose my little. Okay. Let's try this in the right place. Okay, so now you can see. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take this mark and line it up in my track. And then this score line is lined up in my track. So you want to do a little pivoting just to make sure everything is in that track. And that's what's going to, oh, and of course I just moved it. So you got to make sure it does not move when you go to do your cut. So here and here are lined up. And now we can make our slice. So that's our first cut. Now we're going to do it again. And we're going to get this score line in the track and that mark. Okay. Looks like everything is lined up. Close that and make the cut. So now we have our triangular cut, and that lays back like so. Now you can either save these little triangles for something else, or you can just toss them. Now we've got the start of our card base. So next, I have a piece of designer series paper. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this is going to go on the inside of our card. You just want to center that on this inside. Just like so. Oop, not quite centered yet. Oh, let's get that. There we are. James, I'm very sorry to hear that, but we're not that kind of a page here. Okay. Okay. All right. So there's that. Then I have 2 pieces of designer series paper. These both measure 3 inches by 4 inches. And these are going to go on the front panel and then the inside front. So we're going to go ahead. And we're going to whoop. There we go. I apologize, guys. I had a little spammer over on YouTube I had to block. There we go. Now this goes on our inside panel. All right, so there's that. Next, I have 2 squares. They're both 2 3/4 inches squared. One for the outside and one for the inside. So we are going to, before we attach, we need, let's see. This one. That. Okay, we have this stamp and this stamp we're going to start with. Okay. So we're going to start with our Secret C again. And with the Secret C, now I want to make sure I'm on point here with my cardstock. And I'm just going to stamp 3 of these little dragonflies. And this one's going to be kind of coming up out of there like so. Okay, so that looks not too bad. And then we want our sentiment. Happy graduation. And that's going to go way over here into this corner. I want to make sure it's straight. Looks pretty good. And there's our happy graduation. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. Close this up. And our card base. And what I found easiest, add a little adhesive here. And then want to make sure we have a nice even border, but you also want to make sure your points all line up just like that. So there's the beginning. We also want to stamp this diamond. Again, our secret C. We're just going to add, let's stick them here. Oh, wow, we're going to flip that over. That didn't stamp well at all. There we go. So there's our little dragonfly. And now we can adhere him to the inside. And he's going to go in here. What I like to do is line that up like so. I'm going to add my adhesive. I think I'm getting low. All right, make sure everything is lined up again and I didn't shift anything, which I did. Okay, so that looks good. Everything's lined up. And now I can, let's try this the right way. Everything needs to line up because this is what's going to hide it. So you don't see it when your card is closed. There we go. So bring this down like so, and there we go. There. Okay, next I have my scrap. And I have my little cattails. For my cattails, I'm using Old Olive. So we're going to ink up our cattails in the Old Olive ink. And straight down. Like so. Clean off our stamps real quick. Okay, so now I have my medium deep Stampin' Blend. And we are going to take the bullet tip end and I'm going to go right over the top of my cattail, the Old Olive, because when you look out into the swampy regions around here, this part of the cattail is brown, while the leaves are nice and green. Like so. All right. Next, we need a cattail die. And our plate with our baby boss. Oh, have a good night, Nancy. It's so good to see you be able to jump on even for a little bit. All right, here we are. We have our cattail. And there she is. Isn't she pretty? All right. And then we're going to take dimensionals. And that's going to go right there like so. And then got to have Wink Stella. And we do our little wings. And our cattails. All right. Next, I have here the 2025-2027 in color flat pearls. Take your pick tool. And I'm going to use one of the Secret C. And the strawberry slush. Oh, and we're going to do one up here. There we go. And that finishes our second fun fold. And again, it's just a quick and easy diamond fold. Thanks, Sue. I thought so. I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. All right. So next, set those over here out of the way. We have our hello card in our pretty pink color. We have bubble bath and strawberry slush we mixed together here. So we have here all of our parts. And let's see. Card base. It's your standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Bubble bath. Take your bone folder and just get a nice crisp edge. Then I have here a piece of basic white. This measures 4 by 5 1/4. And a piece of designer series paper that is 5 by 3 3/4. So these are going to layer the basic white in this designer series paper, and that's going to create our card front. So we're going to go ahead and layer the basic white with our designer paper. Just like that. And then I think I'm not going to make it. I think I use mostly dimensionals from here on out, or liquid glue, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so this goes down onto our card base like so. There's that. Okay, next I have a few scraps. We're going to start with this one here. This is the basic white. In this, we are going to stamp our very large scalloped oval. And we're going to use our strawberry slush ink pad for this one. Ink that up really well. And strawberry slush. And we're going to stamp that right in the center of this scrap piece of basic white. Just like so. Easy peasy. Close this up. All right, and let's go ahead, grab our chamois and clean that off. Okay, next we are going to go ahead and cut this out. I think. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do all of our die cutting. So we're going to get that lined up with the large scalloped die. So we'll start with this. Get everything lined up. Sometimes all the scallops start blending in and it's kind of hard to see, but they do line up nicely. All right, so there's that. I also need, I already die cut. So I have to die cut the flowers twice because I need 3 flowers and it only cuts 2. So I saved one from my last project. So we only have to run this through once. But we're going to run our little flowers through the bubble bath. And then I need our greenery. We have a little scrap of old olive. So we need our baby boss to come back up. And where did I put my plates? There we are. So let's go ahead and run our flowers. Oops. Them down there. And our greenery. And now I just dropped my top plate. Okay, we're going to run them through. Well, hello from the Netherlands. You are welcome to be here. We really appreciate you stopping in to hang out with us. All right, one more die cut to make, and that will be our nice oval here. We're making some beautiful cards. Using the Scalloped Wishes Bundle. All right, so there's our last die cut, so we can close up our baby boss. So here's our pretty oval. like you said, these, oh, I didn't line up very well at all. I think we're going to have to try to restamp that on the other side because I don't like how that did at all. So we're going to try to get lucky here. Definitely not my idea of the right way to do this. Definitely usually stamp then cut. But apparently I'm not at the right angle with this table. Still not very good, but it's going to have to do. I think I need to raise my chair up so I'm looking down better. I think I'm at the wrong angle here. I do way better over at my other table. Anywho, still, well, I don't know. I don't like it. No, it's going to have to. Okay. Gonna have to do. We're just going to add a couple of dimensionals. And this is going to go to the front of our card like so. Then we have our greenery piece. And we're going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive. And we're just going to add just a few dots. And that's going to go down just like so. Now I have my 3 flowers. We do need our take your pick tool to poke those out of there. There's one. There we go. And there's 2. Okay. Those go into the trash pile. And then our little flowers. We're just going to adhere them. It does. The stamped oval does look very lacy, and I love it. And like I said, it just looks so feminine and so pretty. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to take another scrap. I have here some basic white, and I want my hello. There it is. And we're going to use our old olive. And we're just going to stamp hello, just like so. And then this has probably become my favorite punch. This is the Trip 3 banner punch. And using that top one, we're going to try to center that in there. Just like that. And dimensionals. See if I can't get it. Just like that. And like so. And that's just going to line up right here on the bottom right corner. Ooh. And then to finish it, we're bringing back those in color flat pearls. And I'm just going to use 3 of these little strawberry slush. And that finishes our final card. Yeah, this would be a great card. You could really do a Happy Easter sentiment on this, and it would totally fly. Thank you, ladies. So let's recap real quick. So we have here our pretty hello. And then, of course, our second card that we did tonight was our Happy Graduation Diamond Fold. Again, quick and easy, but packs a little bit of wow. And then, of course, our first card, So Happy for You, Fun Fold. So that's what we have this week. I hope you ladies all enjoyed these, and I hope you find them inspiring to pull out your crafty goods and start stamping up some beautiful cards to send out. Now, next week is Easter, so we will not. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't even want to try to tear apart your name. But I really appreciate that so much. Anyway, next week is Easter, so we will not be live. So we will take next weekend off, but we will be back the following weekend on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time with some more fun. And by then I should have my pre-order goodies from the new catalog so I can share the new in colors with you and a few of the sweets. I got a couple, not too much, but a little bit I got ahead of time. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. And I wish you all a blessed Easter, and keep an eye out. This week or next, I think it's this week, my friend Cindy and I will be announcing our next class. We are featuring the Woolly Friends bundle, which is a stamp and punch bundle. Really cute. I can show you, actually. I've got my first card ready. But there will be 4 designs. And this is just one example. Like I said, we're still designing the class, but we will be announcing the Woolly Friends class. And that will be coming out very, very soon. So if you're interested, watch for that link to post later this week. If you want the measurements for these cards that we did tonight, tomorrow my blog will go up with full instructions, as well as a printable PDF, as well as my email will go out. I do email for anybody on my email list. You will get the full PDF in your inbox with, again, full instructions and measurements for all three of these cards, so you can recreate them on your own. You don't have to sit here and watch the replay and pause every second to get measurements. I know that's how I've always done it. So it's just easier if you can go grab the PDF. So, all right, guys, have a fabulous rest of your evening. Again, I thank you and appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening and an even better week ahead. Bye for now, guys.